In this video, we're going to look at how to reconcile customer payments and bank records. We're going to look at two ways of reconciling customer payments with bank records. Firstly, we're going to look at raising a customer invoice with payment already recorded or payments already received in the Intacct, and the second example will be with no payment received for the invoice and having to receive the payment from the bank recon page. We're firstly going to add an AR sales invoice. Now I'm going to navigate to Applications, Accounts Receivable, All, and click on the plus sign just next to the AR sales invoice. In the AR sales invoice, select the date and the GL posting date to today, and select the customer, which is Zuzi, and some of the information will auto-populate from the customer account. I'm not going to add any attachment. The transaction currency is pounds and the base currency is pounds. Scrolling down to entries, the account is revenue services. The transaction amount of 21,000. Services is the department and the location is United Kingdom. As you can click on show details if you want to add more dimensions and post. So for this transaction, I'm going to receive payment. Click on apply payment. Apply payment to one customer's AR invoice, not the parent-child customer or multiple customers. The payment method is record transfer. The amount received is 2,100. Customer is Zuzi. Testing recon will be the reference payment. The account type, bank. The account is 500. And show AR invoices. I have one AR invoice that I can select. I'm just going to change the amount received to 25,200 and click on post. The payment has been applied, and when I look at the invoice, the state is on paid. So secondly, I'm going to add another invoice and not receive any payment. I click on add. The date and the GL posting date is on today's date. The customer is Susie. Transaction currency is pounds. Base currency is pounds. And on the line entries, the account is revenue services as well. The transaction amount is 3,500. The services department location is the United Kingdom, and the transaction amount is 3,200. And I click on post. So I'm not going to receive any payment for this invoice. Now we're going to move over to the bank transaction page and import our bank statement. Navigate to Applications, Cash Management, All, Reconciliation, Bank. In the reconciliation page, you select the account to reconcile, which is 500, the statement ending date 15 February, and click on import. From import, I've already populated the bank reconciliation template. So I'm just going to choose the file. It's customer recon, done, and continue. I've imported my statement, but if you're using bank recon, there will be no need for the importing process. We have two tabs now, the Intacct and the bank tab. In our Intacct tab, when you select your filters, unmatched, all transactions, and click on filter, only the transaction that we received payment for appears in the Intacct tab. And I'm going to move over to the bank tab, and I have the two transactions that I imported. So we're going to match the transaction that we've already received payment for in Sage Intacct. You click on match and you select the transaction and you match, and the transaction goes away. So now we have this transaction that we haven't received a payment for. So when I click on match, I don't have any transactions in Intacct to match with. I cancel and I click on action, receive payments. In the receive payment page, select all the information. I'm going to select the record transfer as the payment method. The amount received is already populated. The customer is Zuzi. The reference number is 1005. Base currency is pounds. Account type bank. The invoice currency is pound. And the account is 500. And select show AR invoices. Once you've populated all the information to receive the payment, click on post. when you close that page, the transaction is no longer there, meaning that it already matched with the bank transaction. And that is how you reconcile customer payments with bank records in Sage Intacct.